Okay, Tuesday, September 13th, and this is a pre-open SPY video. I think everyone who follows the market kind of knows that the CPI number came in hotter than expected. The futures have tumbled. You can see here, we'll get to that in a minute, and we're going to have a very negative opening in the market. So let's see what that means for today and maybe some key levels for going forward. Again, you can see at the moment, this is the pre-market range right here, high to low. So we're really not looking for anything to go above the high and get us long on the day and, be anywhere near above the midpoint of yesterday. We're opening down here. So the question is, at this point, what to look for. And again, what are some of the key levels in the bigger picture? So first of all, in order for the market to really continue lower, which I sort of expect, but you will see, you want to have some kind of red bar eventually going below this level here where it hit and then continuing lower. We'll find out if that happens, even if there's a pop to begin, kind of play it as a green to red kind of move. We'll look for that. Anything's possible. That first of all, what's interesting, if you see where we're opening, let's call it down here at the lower blue line, that's right into this gap of 2 days ago that I was discussing on yesterday's video might be filled. It's also right at the midpoint of the prior week. So as crazy as it sounds, you might hold this area, and I'm not saying necessarily rally strong today, but we might not really go much lower, and buying it will have a structure on the day. We'll watch the 15-minute chart that somehow heads up in the first bar and then follows through a little bit. It maybe doesn't give us a great buy day, but it just kind of holds in here. Again, I'm not expecting that, but anything's possible. And then maybe by tomorrow, you get a big 2 down, 2 up kind of feeling to continue the rally. But to me, given the fact that this means interest rates are going to be going a lot higher here, not only in the near term, but maybe even longer than other people expect, I think people are going to be selling and there's going to be follow through lower. So with that in mind, keep in mind, if we can get below this line, then we head below the midpoint of the prior week. That could, we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, get all the way down here to the bottom of, that'll mean a 2 up failure on the week, crossing the midpoint of the prior week down to the lows of the prior week. Once we get to the lows of the prior week, that's the chain reaction I was discussing. That could get the monthly chart back to red. And if we get that back to red, we already have a 2 down month, even though we rallied a little bit after 3 or 4 days of that first move down. All of a sudden we turn back red again. Picture this bar, it's going to have a big looking shooter bar, and we're back to the scenario that I discussed earlier on, where this shooter bar can project down to the lows of this green bar. Inside consolidation, fail to the upside, usually comes to the downside. Now, even though we rallied strongly, we didn't quite reach the midpoint of that bar. And now if we can have a follow through today below this blue line, we're going to get very close to turning the monthly bar red. So we'll see if that starts to develop as well. So let's just kind of play the short side. I'm anticipating follow through lower, but you never know. Let's watch the 15-minute structure kind of guide us as to where things go. Again, playing the downside, and we're going to see if we can get lower here, then that sort of sets off a chain reaction to even continue much lower. And again, if you're going to be looking for individual stocks, look for stocks that are gapping down, that have the red follow through below their pre-market lows, and that have some good targets in play. There are going to be other stocks out there that you can see them either on the weekly or daily chart. They're going to be targets very close where people are going to get trapped. They bought this rally or buying down here, and if the market falls through lower, they're going to have to exit. They have sell stops in place that the algorithms will take price to. So kind of look for targets on any individual stock. For now, the S&P target is, do we get below here on the first bar, and then we're targeting this next daily bar low down here, which again is if we get followed through, that's a big chain reaction. With a 2 up weekly failure and potentially getting ready to turn the monthly chart back to red again as well. So just going to watch how price opens. Let's see where it leads us. We're at a key level here again at the midpoint of the prior week. So it sounds crazy, but it could hold in here, although I'm not anticipating it. But opening 15-minute action is going to guide the way.